Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Sydney City Narrative Podcast. My name's Nihilus47. To my left, we got
Ted Addick, IDub Teddy representing 2204 Marrickville. And to next to me,
Mano YW Busy, 2011, Willow Boys, 47, MVPs, lad.
That's it.
right on.
Alright.
So I guess we're gonna start off introducing the podcast. Basically, this is just Sydney seen through our eyes. We're gonna talk about current things. We're gonna talk about
Culture, food, music, fucking weird shit, whatever really pops up, bro.
that's it.
Man, and what we do and everything that we think about this scene, and we're all doing this stuff. We're all artists. I'm a chef, so I'm involved in the scene in the food world, and I think we're all got opinions and pretty in-depth stuff. We've all been doing stuff for a long time. So yeah, man, we're keen to let you all know what we think about Sid City and what's really going on in this city.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's it.
So let's jump into it. What's our first talking point on our little script there, bro?
Well, we got the effects of lockdown, man, and what the hell's been going on here, and how's it been affecting you, bro?
So we'll start off in a rotation, so we'll go this way, bro.
For me, drug use, bro. Gone through the roof.
No doubt.
It's been hard. I don't know. I'm on. I got a little legal situation anyway, so I'm locked down a bit further, but still, it's we've got to remind ourselves we've got to be grateful for our freedom, because there's people that have even less freedoms than us.
No doubt, man.
But at the moment, bro, have you seen the world's opinion on our freedom?
Oh yeah.
Our freedom of speech has gone down the sink, bro.
There's no question about that. I mean, for the fact that, after I got done for going to the protest, which fair enough, that's gone through the court, so I can't really speak on it too much, but I had armed, I think, I can't remember what task force it was called, and I probably don't want to mention it anyway, but armed fucking SWAT dudes at the front door telling me,
Dude.
I've heard there's another protest this Saturday, you're not going, are ya?
They came to your house.
9 o'clock at night, swear to God.
It's ridiculous.
Guns and everything.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and of course I'm not going to the next protest.
I did
Because
remember.
you're gonna throw me straight in jail.
I did remember
Well, bro, I
seeing
live
you
in the
there.
city,
I
right?
saw you in your little mask there and all the videos there.
Yeah, it popped up on the Usman's, but
Yeah, man.
Too many snilch bars. I couldn't breathe properly. I pulled it down and fucking told on myself.
But
Yeah, bro.
no, I live in the city, bro, and all through this lockdown, it's been I don't know, it's you haven't really been locked down, but everything has been shut, so it's the streets are dead anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just think I know I got the jab and I never wanted to get the jab, and I just think this whole lockdown was just a means to implement different rules on us in a new society in some sense.
It's definitely
Without sounding
shaky,
like
man.
without sounding like a conspiracist, but I reckon they've used this to kind of shape and form an expectation of us or how we should act.
It
so.
seems to be some sort of way of a practice of being able to make us do things we don't particularly want to do, and that's massively affected my industry. All those shops you're seeing shut down, all those restaurants, that's what I do.
And then
so basically we've all lost our jobs. They're saying that we have had a good economy, meanwhile everyone I know is fucking broke, has no job.
That's
Now we're in a situation where they're saying there's 130% more jobs than there are fucking chefs,
'Cause everyone
but
lost
no one
their
I know
jobs.
can get a fucking job.
Yeah, that's
Because
it.
everyone lost their job.
They're going off the figures of the jobs that were there before the lockdown, but they're not taking into account all the businesses
but
that have gone.
Exactly.
For
They don't
we know,
exist
their
anymore.
figures could be their figures could just be a guessing game like everything else they do.
Well,
That's
the thing
where
that's
the reliability. They could say there's 150,000 jobs out there, but 100,000 of those jobs could be vacant.
Well, that's it.
Do you get what I'm
The
saying
thing
to you?
the thing that I've noticed about this a lot is the social sort of engineering aspect. How the whole vaccinated versus non-vaccinated thing has played out, and there's certain pressure from the media that I've seen, family members, having a rift caused between each other over a vaccination because there's so much pressure coming from the media. And look, I'm vaccinated because
we have to.
You have to.
They've made the working class do it. They haven't given us a choice.
And the worst part about it is, right, so I got back into work. They said you need at least one jab. So I went and got the one jab, not wanting to get the jab the whole time, but needing the job. And I got the job and I enjoyed it. And then I get the government changes their mind again. They go, okay, now you need 2 jabs to work. So I'm scouting around calling doctors trying to get 2 jabs of fucking Pfizer in 1 week. And they told me you're going to have to wait 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I got mine earlier.
That also means like everything else I need to pay for has to wait 2 or 3 weeks with that.
Yeah.
And
it's fucked because you know within like a year from now it's just going to be a pill. And they've already started that, and like
you got to get a top up every 6 months, and like the
That's
Pfizer website has changed.
Shifty about it.
Yeah, if you go on their website, they've changed it from a vaccination to a protection.
Yeah,
and like I've been told that by doctors, it's something that if you actually want to be protected, you got to be topped up for every 6 months.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's protecting.
My housemate had COVID, and I was here with him for 2 weeks. In the house, like obviously we would not, I was washing everything and cooking everything, and we were trying to be as safe as we could, but I didn't catch it, and that sort of made me think, well, maybe I've had it before and didn't notice. But I just think like it's a trade-off of how many freedoms and how much control is being given over us by the government versus the actual health impact of this, and like the mortality rate of it's like 86 or something.
Yeah,
so
but like,
really,
this is the thing is like we could get down to the numbers of people dying, but the reality is they've trumped it up to be like, bro, 50,000 people a year die from influenza, the average flu.
Yeah.
So those deaths went down the toilet, and now no one's dying of influenza and everyone's dying of COVID. The reality is, and it sounds like I'm being a bit of a pessimist, but the reality is that some people are going to get sick and die because of heart conditions. Fucking old people, when they get bronchitis, it's worse because it becomes pneumonia and stuff like that. That people getting sick leads to death, and people die every day and people die every year. And the government's just used death with COVID to scare people even more than the fact that people actually die anyway.
Well, there's people dying now because, like, a good
do you get what I'm saying to you?
From school, yeah, I do.
Like, my pop's sick, he just went to hospital, there was a COVID scare in the hospital. If anyone was going to get COVID, my pop would have got it, right? Yeah. He didn't get COVID.
A good mate of mine from high school just passed away, not from COVID, but from something related to mental health. I'm not going to mention his name or anything, but yeah, it was drug related, and that's, to me, like, I've been struggling with mental health massively through this. You know,
I think a lot of people have, man.
Being cut off from everyone, like, we're social beings, like.
Yeah, they said on the news that like medication for anxiety has gone up like triple-fold in the last 6 months.
Because people are going nuts inside their house, bro.
And now they're learning, but I think that in a way it's a good thing because people from that other side of life are sort of getting a taste for what it's like. Yeah. For the other half,
100%.
Now they have to respect it because
and this is
it's not just fucking
we were talking
free
about
ride or whatever. It's a struggle.
Yeah, man.
It's when everyone who was a cream or everyone who's like been in trouble, we were getting harassed and terrorized with. Bro, I got plenty of mates that have got like FPOs and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the whole point of that is to take away their rights and just be able to basically violate them wherever they go.
Yeah.
Right? And when the general public got a taste of what it was like for people with those sort of conditions, people who are on strict curfews, reporting every day, going back and forth from corrections and all that stuff, and when the normal public just started getting locked up for like little spurts that they're doing at protests, and they really got a taste of what it was like, then they were like, everyone's like hating the police again. But when it wasn't affecting them and it wasn't something that was in their face because they have money. But when money didn't become a thing, when it became more, it doesn't matter how much money you got or how poor you are, you just all have to get this needle in your fucking arm.
So I didn't even think that. I reckon they did make us people who are making money do it first and fucking made us get it early. Like, I felt like I had to do that because I'm a chef, and they're like, my boss was like, all right, the law changed on Monday. It was Saturday, and I would have wanted to get it in 2 weeks, and they're like, nah, you need to get it. You know? And it's like,
that's what I mean.
For sure.
Like, what the fuck's up with that?
So I reckon we hit the next.
Yeah, I reckon we should transit. I don't know. That was the shittest transition, lad. We got to work on our transitions. But hey, so I think we're gonna talk now about dumb decisions and consequences, which sort of leads on from this shit. So.
Oh man, that's broad as fuck.
It's broad as fuck, but I think
I've done plenty of dumb shit.
Well, let's narrow it down to a context, like musically, personally.
Musically,
I've made plenty of mistakes musically.
Let's talk about personally.
Personally.
I don't know, bro. I've made plenty of mistakes personally too, but I mean, probably like one of my biggest mistakes is when I was younger, and this is probably like a lot of people go through this too. Like, I had options and ambitions and opportunities at some stages that I know some of my friends didn't get, and I chose to throw those opportunities away, even though I was good at those things, because I wanted to really be what I said I was, you know, musically. And what I was saying musically was, at that time, was more aggressive, and I just
so music, what kind of made you want to be even more bad kind of?
Yeah. So and now that I see all this drill scene coming out, and I see, like, I didn't self-snitch on myself like these drill people do now, but I was a little bit more cryptic, but had that heavy tone to it.
But see, that's the pressure as a young man growing up in Australia. You got to be a fucking tough guy. I don't care what you say, like, unless you live a sheltered life. Pretty much, like.
But if I walked around and I didn't have
it is, but I'm not even talking about necessarily physically. I'm talking about
but sometimes
as well,
it's not even that. Like, it's just your aura, bro. Your whole
We're not allowed to show we're not. It's like an unspoken thing. Like, we're not allowed to show emotions, weakness. You know what I mean? Like, showing your true colours is seen as.
That's Aussie shit.
Wait, that's what I'm saying. The whole phrase "tall poppy syndrome" was invented for the way Australians see other people that are more successful than them. Because that shit doesn't happen anywhere in the everywhere else in the world. People are happy for your success, but I'm not gonna say that.
I mean,
completely,
not in the hood though, right? Like, people kill each other.
But it's like that here everywhere.
But I mean,
this is just a city, a city at least of haters, bro. I don't have that much of experience outside of Sydney.
Now I'm at that stage where it's like it's less about that for me, because like
that's interesting to me, bro. Because that's like a whole different era. Because to me, like, when we were growing up and wanting to be a bag hunter, it was more like doing.
Well, let's start off with ages.
Lad scene, right?
How old are you?
I'm 31, right?
You're 31. I'm 28.
I'm 22.
22. So we're pretty much same age.
Yeah. So same kind of era, I reckon. Like, it was more
coming up in like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The late. 2008 onwards sort of
bro,
shit.
What graph was for me in like
raves?
Because I played a lot of sports, so like I wasn't graphing. I was playing sport young, and then as soon as sport fell through, lad, I just used my strength and my abilities for all the wrong things.
The main difference I noticed was music wasn't it for us. Like, it wasn't that wasn't part of it. Music was kind of
it wasn't
famous
cool,
music was
bro.
pretty soft, bro. It was like all stuff we didn't really fuck with.
But see, bro, my dad. I'll be in the car with my dad at 6 years old, fucking singing "Picture Me Rolling." Like,
we would listen to US music.
That was, and liked,
if it was
California Love or fucking, you know what I mean? Anything Tupac was getting pumped, bro.
Yeah, we love that for sure, 100%.
My oldies never listened to hip hop, but I had a lot of like Bob Marley, Burning Spear, Sade, like a lot of like soul, R&B, reggae. Yeah. So that just sort of naturally shaped my musical taste towards hip hop, because there's so many elements of that.
Rapper was kind of
my pop's mad into Frank Sinatra and all of that.
Yeah,
back in the day.
I remember being called a wigger and all that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, fucking hell. I was, bro. Every white boy that was into that whole scene was a wigger. I got called a wigger that much, lad.
Yeah, bro.
I thought it was Eminem for like a good 10 years.
True
When I
that.
was a kid, lad, do you know what I mean?
No, that's why I embraced the
After
lad
I watched
culture. I
8
like
Mile
that we
Lad.
had our own thing. I like the lad culture because it was like, alright, we got our own style and we got our own slang and like,
Yeah, but
you
like,
know.
Yeah.
you can't. I'm not excluded from the lad culture. I'm a lad, bro. But I'm
Yeah.
not a graffiti lad.
See, I never really saw it
Me
like
either.
that.
Oh,
I
Oh,
saw
shit, bro.
that.
All my older boys, right? There's a couple older boys, like notorious ones that you know, that graph and that. But I mean, anyone really my generation, bro, was more or less about making money.
That's
Yeah,
'cause
like
where-
to me,
that's 'cause
lad
where
was a
you're
dirty
from,
word.
bro.
That was something that
That's
someone
your
didn't
area.
like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
someone
unspoken.
that-
You don't call each other that. Like
That's
you,
what
you
the
are
other
what-
Bronx culture.
You
know?
are what you are, lad. Do you know what I mean? I am what I am. I'm not a
Yeah.
graffiti artist, lad, but
But that
I
was
bumped
like a
around
dirty
plenty
word,
of
you
them.
know?
I bumped around plenty of them,
Yeah.
lad. Bro, the biggest thing I did
I
is
used
grab
to
a
love
can
saying
and just
that
cap some cunt, lad. Like,
That's different. That's areas for sure.
I
but
remember
like,
seeing
you
a
know.
lot of cunts get their fucking heads punched.
That's the
off
only
for,
thing.
for calling cunts lads or whatever back in
True
the day because
that.
they're like that was
That
sort
was-
of
yeah, but
seen
it's
as
all
a-
different
that was like
sub-cliques, bro.
saying
There's a
dude
group
for
that
us.
likes to hit chains, and there's groups that hit convenience stores, and then there's groups that hit fucking and pedal, whatever they do.
Yeah.
But
See,
it's,
well, the cunts I came up around, like all the sub-C boys and that, it was big melting pot of everything, bro. There was cunts
Yeah.
involved in clubs, there was cunts doing jobs, there was cunts fucking writing, there was cunts producing, singing, there was dudes that were just music, you know what I mean? That hated all that shit. So, you know, it was just a big mix of influences. It was just like, you know.
And that's what I mean. Like from where I'm from, like now there's rappers from there, and they've always been good, and they've been rapping for ages too. But now there's actually like a scene from
Yeah.
where I grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there definitely is, and like
Yeah.
And
that's a
Right,
good
right.
that's a good transition to our next talking point, which is new heat section.
Yeah.
So who are we watching? Local artists. Like who are you guys watching?
I like Callboy has. I know he's from Sydney, but
Yeah.
he moved to Melbourne, but he's fucking lit. Like I reckon he's the most original artist. I don't know how he's not popping. Like he makes his own beats. The style's hectic. He's including like the kind of anime, you know, into his videos, but just
Is this recording?
he's so versatile, man. Like honestly, I don't know how some of his songs aren't famous. Like people do fuck with him, but you can tell he's definitely like just being listened to.
Not to mention my homie K from Newcastle. He's, to me, probably the most lyrically one. I put him up there with like Alex Joneses and your Huskies, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, but he just sort of, he's been sitting on a lot for a while, so he's going to be bringing out a lot more soon. But yeah, look him up. K1 from Newcastle. That's my.
I know it's hard for me to pick, bro. Like I'm just gonna big up one of the younger boys, bro. Like K2, bro.
Yeah,
Young
he's lit.
I can know.
Um,
K1 and K2. There you
He's got some good stuff, bro. And since he got out, just been kind of pushing him towards music, and he's been doing his own thing now, and it's getting good, bro. But
go. I can know. Well, let's hit the air horn for all them, for the rappers. Yeah. Got to be more on point with that air
Sick
horn.
cunts, boys. Keep it up, eh? Keep it up. Don't worry about cunts not listening to you. You boys are doing good work, eh? For real.
Hey,
That doesn't mean shit. I've been doing this 10 years and fucking doesn't mean nothing. You know. You just
But
gotta
on the
keep
same
doing it.
token, for the people out there, it does mean something to some people because
Yeah.
it's gratification in your work, bro. Like it's good to see your work do well.
No, it's
You know
good
what I mean?
seeing you do well for
So
sure.
it
bro.
gives. It's like, bro, when people aren't seeing something, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not good. It just means there's somewhere along the line that
Exactly.
needs to be improved.
That's
And
what I'm saying
I
about
think it's
Haz,
purely
man.
like-
He's well talented, but obviously isn't have the acumen that people like you have, where you can really push things and make things work really well.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't, bro, and I just shoot myself in the leg, bro.
yeah. Look, it's all a gamble with
We've all
the
done that, bro.
algorithms and that. Like, and you know, I was just going over some of my old videos, and some of them are good, doing all right, and a couple of them just pump up quick. But yeah,
Like I've got
it's
some
weird when you
videos
look at
doing
your
alright.
old shit, you're
We've
like,
got some
people
videos doing
listening
good,
to this
bro.
again. Like, where did that happen from? Like,
Hey?
when you like watch some of your old shit and suddenly it's like going up a bit. You're like,
yeah,
what the
it's
fuck?
it's strange. Like, it's weird. And then people come and talk to me about some song that I've written like 6 years ago, and they're like, "Yeah, It's mad. And to me, like, the song's old. I don't like it anymore.
Yeah,
whatever,
that does
and
happen.
I can't understand why they're fucking with it.
I
Almost,
feel
you
you.
know?
Bro, I went to go to some vintage clothing store, bro, and I walked in there and some bloke that I knew from years ago when I was younger drinking at Town Hall now. And he goes, "Oh, you still rapping, bro?" And he hadn't heard any of the new stuff. He was just reciting old stuff to me, bro. And it's like, I remember the days where like word of mouth and like going to parties, bro, like without the internet, bro.
Yeah.
But the reason that things on the internet worked for me back then is because, bro, I was just out there. I was active. I was around everyone all the time. I was rapping at parties. And then when I finally put something out, just everyone was like, yeah, I'll fuck with this.
And then it's an age thing too.
Then when you get older and you're not fucking with everyone.
Yeah, when you're
bro.
18, 19, that's like peak.
Like that's a lot of these
you'll
people.
have 50 cunts that'll come to your show just because.
Yeah, but look at these videos. How many people are in the videos?
Try getting 10 cunts
to
at this
100
stage.
people sometimes.
Okay.
20 people. Everyone's sharing it to their family. And then when you're not like a social butterfly, bro, you're antisocial, lad. Like sometimes it shows in the result of your music. My Deb's chopping up.
Oh, yeah.
She chopped up. Let me have one. You hit it.
Yeah, no, I think that's true, man. I think I definitely the most people you'll ever know just when you've left high school because you've been,
That's
you got the
peak
friends
time
of
to
friends, you go
start
to
a
house
rap
parties, so that's when you drop shit. And if it's actually good, everyone's gonna want to be like, oh yeah, I know him. So that's you can see certain people who've done so well from that, and it's I reckon that's what's dope about the kids these days. Because when I was young, I had no fucking idea about making videos or marketing or getting on a label or any of that. We just thought if you make music and it's good, someone's gonna sign you and
someone will just hear it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I used to think that shit too.
Yeah, but even that, see, everyone's like independent, bro.
Yeah.
If you're an artist, bro,
I remember Triple J Hip Hop Show. How was doing some competition with FAYGOS, and I recorded a track on GarageBand at school or something. You know what I mean? On the school Mac.
Yeah.
And fucking sent it in, and I was sure that I was winning this competition, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the dude that won sounded like bloody Pressure, you know what I mean, or something. But yeah, man. And then took me another 5 or 6 years before I got my first song played on Hip Hop Show. But yeah, that was always sort of like a little.
That was definitely
goal.
one of my goals too, man. I fucking how's a sick cunt like that? He's always put at least one track from each project on the show. He's good like that.
Yeah. Air horns for How, bro.
Shout out to How, bro.
There we go.
Yeah, good cunt, good cunt.
Alright, boys, so I reckon we'll get onto this news section.
Yeah, you guys start what this is about.
Should we play some of that bits and pieces of that what we watched last night?
No, we'll just discuss
talk about it.
Alright, so the first one, this is nuts, bro. So, this bloke tried to run in on a store in Russia. They found out this woman.
Her name was Olga, by the way. Her name's Olga, so just put a mental image in your head.
Yeah, Olga. Anyway, so Olga takes this bloke captive. And literally, I don't know how she did it, but she used him as a sex slave. I don't know. She must have fed him Viagra or something.
Usually guy as a sex slave.
I know. I'm trying to work out the
this is
mechanics
what
of that.
happened. What happened? Right, he rushed in, tried to rob it, and she must have scruffed him, put him in some sort of closet, and she just used him as a sex slave for 3 days.
Air horns for Olga. Straight up. Fucking oath. Well, yeah. So that's what's happening in Russia.
God damn.
This isn't news, but I just sort of wanted to mention this because I was at a mate's place and he was talking about it, and apparently the reason that there's still a McDonaldtown station, but the suburb name of McDonaldtown got changed, was basically there was.
Well, I don't think it got changed. I think the part, because McDonaldtown was much bigger.
Yeah.
I think the part of McDonaldtown that was McDonaldtown
That
at
was-
the time.
Yeah, that I think it was Enmore at the time.
No, it would have been McDonaldtown.
It was McDonaldtown
They
at the
changed
time.
the name
They
because
changed the
there was a bunch of. There was 2 people,
Yeah.
John and Sarah Macon.
John and Sarah Macon.
They were from English descent. Their families had come on the boats, and basically they were living there. And when what you'd call foster housing now, foster home. docs, whatever you call it, child protective services, where they relocate children. Back then, when it first started, they were basically just spearing babies to houses and paying people. And these people were taking the babies in and
so basically
subsequently neglecting them and causing their deaths.
That shit would have been...
Well, it was alleged that they were actually killing them.
No regulations on that shit back in the day. That would have been...
They had 11 different houses.
Yeah.
And they found
babies at 11
baby
different
remains
properties.
at every part.
And look, this is 1893. This is just over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just proves
not
like
even that long ago.
this is
Yeah.
where Australia comes into a mixing pot, and everyone like looks at us as like this real placid country that just has a bunch of baby stole me dingo. Like, we're not. It's a lot more complex. There's a lot of fucked up shit that happens here.
Hell yeah.
Gun crime isn't prevalent because it was prevalent. That's
It's still
the only
prevalent.
not as prevalent. But
Yeah.
the reason that what sets us apart from America is we actually had a proper prohibition. A lot of the guns were seized.
Yeah.
A lot of the guns weren't, but
Back
in
on
America, they still got a law where they can walk around with the guns. So anyone can walk into Kmart and become a killer. It's different here. If you wanna have that mentality and you want to become that person, you have to jump through certain hurdles and cover your back the whole entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see these. So what's really messed up about this is they were calling under fake names to, mothers, and back then...
Thunder out of
Some
here.
Mother Nature.
Fucking hell. Yeah, so basically they were calling up with fake names, and as well as getting these government subsidies for the babies, they were getting child support payments off these
Of the
single
parents
mothers
as well.
And it was sort of seen as a thing like, you can't take care of a child as a single mother, therefore you got to give it up to these people. But they would just lie.
And there was
and
4
then move
daughters
house.
who were older living with them.
Who were complicit with it. I think they ended up testifying against their parents.
But they should have
That's true.
suffered the same fate as the parents themselves. People could say the parents influenced them, but anyone with a half a heart and a soul, I don't know, it might be different because you're a woman and the father might have been like abusive, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you would have said something earlier if you had any idea.
That makes
shit was
sense. I
going on.
always wondered why McDonald Town had a train station, because it's like,
Yeah.
why the fuck? There's nothing there.
Well,
You know,
apparently,
like, yeah.
apparently,
And I've only ever been there on the off occasion,
Yeah, my
not
matey
for
used to
right
live there,
reasons.
but that was like the only reason you ever go there, or go do panels. That's the only other reason you could go do there.
yeah. Well,
Mactown.
apparently they changed that large part of it to Enmore because they wanted to try push the property prices up, which doesn't surprise me for Sydney.
Damn.
Jesus fuck.
This
Christ.
thunder come out and he's just trying to wreck us, I swear.
They're not happy you
Hey.
telling about
Air horn
this
for the
shit,
thunder,
that's
eh?
right.
Air horn for the thunder, eh? Alright, so
What are we up to now, bro?
Japanese sea creatures.
oh yeah, so
Damn.
Oh, the one that looks...
an aquarium in Japan found a creature that is like a little prawn sort of thing, but it dead set looks like a piece of sushi nigiri.
But is it
You know?
photoshopped? Is it photoshopped? Is it an article? Is it real? Pull it up on your phone.
They
Let's-
love that
He's
shit.
Has
got
anyone-
my phone. He's got the air horn.
Oi, air horn.
That's like pre-made
Can
food
you get
for
up,
them.
look
They'll
up
love
Japanese creature looks like sushi, and just show it to the camera.
That would be extinct in like.
No,
10
we can put that
years.
in on post edit. We can put a picture up.
We'll get him to put it in front. We'll throw it and post it at them.
Bro, that's nuts. I want to eat it. I want to see if it tastes
That's
like
gonna be so gone. They're gonna extinct
Japanese
the fuck out of
fish
that.
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like sushi.
They love.
But you know how they say like art imitates
Japanese
life?
creature
Yeah.
that
That's a
looks
bit
like
of life
sushi.
imitating art. I wonder how that fucking
Yeah.
happens if it's like these creatures just like somehow evolved to look like that because
to want to be fucking dead and
I
cut
don't
up.
know. I don't know. It's like anti-evolution. It's making itself look more edible.
Man, that's crazy
You
shit.
don't even need to
who
cook it.
knows?
You rip it straight out the ocean and munch it with some soy sauce, like boom, and some wasabi.
Yeah, that's pretty trippy, man.
That's fucking dope.
Oh,
Did you see it?
That's fucking dope.
Show us.
Yeah.
Come here. Show us.
That
So
looks
Ted
exactly
needs to
what
react
goes
to
on
it.
top.
It does, eh?
Yeah, exact.
bro, it's like a perfect
Exact.
it's a perfect
Oh,
nigiri.
they're fucked. That whole species is fucked.
It looks like a sea cockroach.
See you guys.
See you later, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They
gone.
look
They're not
like
gonna
little
last
lobsters,
long.
eh? They look like little.
Yeah,
lobster
you'd have to peel
You
those.
can make
cunts.
little lobster rolls.
That's
with
not soft on the top.
That'd be dope.
Mum's, that's not soft.
Yeah.
This one looks. This one is a piece of sushi in a fish tank. What a gronk. True. Is that a piece of sushi in a fish tank or what?
Oh, that does look like
What a
one.
grunt.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah.
Alright. Now,
Alright, so we were going to
fucking
mention Gladys briefly, just to say, see you later. Fuck
later,
off, Tata.
Gladys.
Yeah, horns for
Fucking
Gladys.
later.
Finally, Australia sees.
And Baralara.
Everyone thinks
Fuck
that
him too.
they don't have. No one is clean. No one is 100% clean as a fiddle. Everyone has dark demons, including the people that run our country.
Especially the people that run our country.
I'm
But
not even
look,
gonna
she's
get
still got
into it.
political
I'm not going to
pension.
get cancelled, but do your
Yeah.
research. Go look at some other
she's
podcasts
sad.
and shit, and you'll
What
see
do you
that.
mean? No, we're going to say the facts on this podcast. Cancel us if you fucking want. We don't give a fuck.
Oh. Like,
Nah,
for
fuck
example,
no, we
Scott
want-
Morrison. Scott
We want
Morrison.
monetization.
Scott Morrison's
Fuck
what's his name? Nephew. It was on the news, so this is on a current affair. So sue them before you sue us.
Nah, man, what you need to understand is good these people in the state government who have been fucking
Hey,
acting a fool or getting out, because that's
Basically-
actually where the decisions are made. All the
Basically,
Prime Minister
Scott
does is give
Morrison's
money to these people.
Nephew has been running around using Scott Morrison's name to secure construction contracts that he's never fulfilled.
Personally,
So he's
I'm
ripped
more
everyone
happy
off.
that Baralara is gone, because I feel like Gladys was more of like a puppet for him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he
For
was
sure.
he was the real
Well, he
problem.
was. Do you know
And
what he
look,
was doing?
And look, let's not forget.
Yeah,
It's no one's gonna be a fucking.
they get money every
no
time.
one's gonna
someone
be
gets the
everyone's
job.
favorite politician.
They
During
get
COVID,
money
no
every
matter
time
what.
someone gets the
Yeah,
job.
and
Every time
it's-
someone breathes off a
anyone was
ventilator.
fucked.
Every time someone
Anyone
does
who was
that.
politician this time was Gonskis, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm happy they're both gone.
Well, you know what Baralara was doing?
He was Mr. Fuck.
That's the thing. These people have kids and they still don't care.
Yeah, because they but they don't understand about generation. Like they're trying to create generational wealth, but at the same time destroying the planet that they're meant to live on. And
They're creating poverty of everything. They're creating a poverty of society because
Well, they bought out
society's
everything.
now
What do you
divided.
think the Liberal government did? I reckon whenever all these businesses have gone under, who's going to go in and buy the property? Who's going to
Overseas.
develop the land?
Yeah, but I'm talking about as well.
Overseas.
No, the Liberal
reckon.
government.
Maybe.
The
And
Liberal
China.
government, because China's cut off at the moment.
Yeah,
China's cut off.
True.
And that's why.
China do not
And-
fuck with us anymore.
But
bro.
they own so much of our land. They
That's
already
bad
own
for
so
our
much of our
education
buildings.
system, though,
So
man.
much of our buildings they already own.
Yeah.
infrastructure.
we
but let's-
kinda-
4 or 5 years ago, America owned a quarter of the world's money. The whole world. America owned a
Oh, damn.
quarter of it to
So the world's decided to fucking hail on us, everyone.
Yeah, we got a bit of hail. Yeah, let's turn them air horns up. Get over the hail.
oh fucking hell.
Oh
Shay.
shit.
Alright.
Ucha, lad.
Alright.
What are we up to?
Struggles as an artist, man.
Struggles as an artist.
And relating to like the, I reckon this relates to the lockdown big
It's a
time
big bro.
and what's been happening in the last year.
Well, hey, look at us, rappers on a fucking podcast. you know?
Yeah. I mean, I dropped a couple projects during this shit, but it was definitely dark as fuck.
I'm not just a
All
rapper,
about,
bro. I don't
you
look
know.
at myself that way. I look at myself as someone who does rap.
Yeah.
He's a hip hop artist.
An entertainer.
But I just enjoy fucking making content in general, bro. Just,
True that.
just
Same.
having a vision and making the vision kind of come to light
That's
is
it.
is enough for me, bro.
That's it. And just having somewhere to come vent, like, you don't necessarily want to. I'm trying to go for quality over quantity with music these days. You
You're
know?
100%.
Even
That's
though
the
you
same
drop
thing,
a lot,
same
man.
thing for me.
You still drop a
I
lot.
do. I did 2 albums last year, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I've got an EP coming up, but shit, it's fucking it's a long road to go before
Yeah, it
I'm
ain't easy.
self-sufficient in this shit. you
It's
know?
not like we're getting paid and it costs a lot of money.
That's
and
it.
fucking-
pay out the fucking team.
It definitely it
Ooh,
taxes my
shit.
mental health big time, man. This shit, I love it. As much as I love it, it fucking kills you a bit, you know.
You gotta
Cause
learn to let go a bit, you know.
yeah,
You gotta learn to.
I
just
have
not
done that
care as much.
recently for sure.
And you know what? I get better results when I do that. When I don't push it. I'm not trying to ram it down
Yeah.
people's throats. People want. They'll
That's
come
what I
to
mean.
it,
So like,
and
I'm just my
the
my
shit's
release
real.
strategy is I was trying to ram too much stuff down people's throat too quickly, and
Yes.
Now it's
I
like,
did that for a long time.
I'm young, so bro, I can afford to put 4 videos out in a year, all high quality. That's how I'd like to do it. Once that gets the traction that I think it deserves, then I'll ramp up my production process. I can smash out 10 tracks in a week if I wanted to, but
yeah.
it's about, is it worth smashing these 10 tracks out?
No,
Are they
I like
gonna get the exposure?
I like the way the new generation's releasing music. Like when I was growing up, it was all about albums, and it was like when you did your album, maybe you did 1 or 2 videos, and it was a bit of a build up. But now it's like the younger generation, they do more like singles with a video every time.
The business models change. If you look at American
it's
and
smart.
UK,
it's more business.
the business models
acumen,
change. So they have these platforms that they pay to put themselves on to get the exposure. Then in turn, they're not making much off the actual YouTube video, but they use that exposure to boost their Spotify's. They use that exposure to help their personal
That's come
channels.
with the internet.
So
that's what's happening.
That's why, like, Australian artists, like when Hustle Hard was doing what they were doing, like that was like the exact same thing. It's the same concept.
That's it. And you really got to have more than
it's
one.
a big change.
You
So
got to have
Australia
fucking
needs
more
that.
than 2 hustles
Australia
these
needs
days,
that
you know?
back. Australia doesn't.
gotta have
Australia has
fucking
all this
6
independency,
jobs,
which is
bro.
good.
I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired.
Australia has all this independency, which is good, but for a lot of artists who are struggling to break through independently, they need these platforms to help themselves elevate.
I think in Australia, fucking 95% of us are independent. Only 5% of us are making any money.
Yeah, but it's
at all.
And even the ones that are signed, it's poxy fucking deals, lad.
Yeah, and you're not really
Let's not
making
talk about
shit,
it,
right?
yeah.
Like,
yeah, but this is
not
where
like
people get it wrong.
overseas.
This is the reason.
Bro, do not sign.
Do you know why they're not making
I'm
Do
not
not
shit?
sign a deal for 5 figures.
Everyone thinks that streams and that are the fucking. It's not how revenue is made. When a label brings you on, they have PR. They have people who are setting up actual. Like you're going and attending things. Your time is money. That's where the money comes in. And when you start doing shows, and that's why all these artists, Eminem, all these people, they didn't make their money off streams. They made it off touring.
But yeah,
it's about investing.
Such a big population.
Yeah,
they
but
can go
it's
and play
not
to.
even about that. Like if you rattle the numbers down, right? If you could secure a pub in 2 pubs in Sydney
People
and
do
2
well
pubs
here.
in Queensland,
I'm not saying you can't do well here.
people have done it. The business model is there.
Yeah.
It's just about modelling it away. Everyone's like, oh, rap shows, and if you don't necessarily know all the artists on the show, and you're like, oh, then you don't make it a necessarily, you put it on as an event, don't make it a rap show, and you have artists who perform throughout the event. You kind of sneak them in. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how, like, bro, there's plenty of, it's
There used
just
to be
about
heaps of rap
putting
shows.
yourself out
All
there to do
growing
it.
up for me, like during the fucking 2010s, there was tons of rap shows
Yeah.
all the time. Fucking
Yeah, it's sweet.
artists might not have made that much money, but that's what built this whole scene, bro.
That's
Yeah.
it. And like that whole era, like
Yeah, but even the
there's
rap
something
battle,
that's missing
what
from
helped
there. No, wait.
was that rap battle shit.
Yeah,
That helped make it like a fucking YouTube thing.
Yeah.
YouTube wise,
sure shot.
for sure, and got beats in that.
because a lot of the scene was at the time was actually playing on TV as
Yeah.
well.
But it was a
Yeah.
different
Like
sort
when you
of.
heard draft and that, you'd hear him on Rage TV and shit like that. But
Yeah.
It was a
Draft.
different
You know
vibe
what
back
I'm
then.
saying?
Like
That's
you
a blast
went to
from
a
the
show
past,
and
yeah.
it was like, you know, shit would pop off at almost every show. You know what I mean? It was sort of like
Yeah, it was more
gladiator
rough.
scene, and
It
with
was
us,
sick.
bro, there was always a bunch of, you know what I
Loved
mean?
it.
We were, you know, at least 20 deep most shows.
Pissed as fuck. Everyone was drinking. They were always at pubs.
That's
bro,
it.
show them.
That's it. It was just
Show
a
them
different
what,
time, you know.
Show
And then you had dramas with someone, you were gonna run into them at some point.
Yeah,
Not
but
like
show
now.
them that's just like, bro, the city.
And there was a
that's
show
the
every
city,
weekend
bro.
too.
And
Like,
it
the
wasn't
city's
all
one
like
big show.
gangs and
That's
trucks.
it.
It,
The city's
was
one
just
big
Aussie
show,
cunts who
Yeah.
fucking do graph and drink too much.
But it
But
was
take a
graph
shit.
cruise. It was cruise though. It
Yeah, but
was,
take all
yeah,
the
graph
other,
crew.
but it wasn't seen as like the same shit. You know what I
Take
mean?
all,
Like,
yeah.
bro, take all
They tried to-
the graph crews, anything, bro. Like if you were in the city in the west, you could, bro. If you wore what the lads wore,
that's it.
you wore what.
Yeah, you had to.
Then you
What do you
it's-
write,
it's
lad?
As simple, it's as
Yeah,
simple as that.
fucking A.
I haven't had someone ask me that in about 5-6 years. What do you write?
No, yeah,
know what I
definitely,
mean?
definitely not. But as a kid, I got asked that heaps. I've been punched in the head just for like saying what I wrote
You
several
know what?
times.
I was always pretty lucky, bro.
Bottled
I was always pretty lucky because
Bash,
even from a young cunt lad, like I
glass,
had a couple
stab.
of losses and
Glad
that,
we
but
get glass.
in the
That's
main,
no,
bro, I
I'm
held
being
myself
stabbed
like an
that
old
one.
cunt.
fuck that.
I held myself like an old cunt, and that's
Yeah.
what got me through. Like I was lucky, bro. I chilled with all older boys. As soon as I got kicked out of school, I was with
I
older
was the
people.
same. I always had older friends growing up too. My parents were not happy about it. They were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
you
but my
hanging out
dad
with
was my dad kind of
25-year-olds
come
for?"
from. My dad went to Glebe High, so
My
Yeah.
dad is not
Yeah,
like
Nathan.
that. My dad's a professor. He was like, "What the
my
fuck?"
dad's got
are
a
you
master's
doing?
degree now. So like
Yeah.
that's just
He's just
you know what I mean?
soft. He's Canadian. He's not like trying to fucking. He's not some tough guy. You know what I mean? So he was very confused. He was like, "What is going on with you? Smoking weed all young and shit."
Yeah, that's it. But that's fucking
That's
hard
life,
to
so what do we got on here next?
Yeah, man. BMF.
Black Mafia family.
Yeah, damn. All right. I mean,
You've been watching?
We smashed. I smashed. the
I've
rest
heard
of it
some
last
terrible things about certain people from there, but what do you want to talk about?
Are we talking about the show or the real life?
I'm talking about the real life.
night. In America.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
we're
it's
talking
about.
about the show.
It's 50
Yeah.
Cent show.
Oh, it's a show?
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Understand.
Sick.
Worth checking out.
He did well with Power.
He done well with 3 powers, and he's coming out. I saw something.
Tommy's
I'm not
getting
sure.
his own.
Yeah, is that
Tommy's
real?
getting his own. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes, but
Oh,
that's
50 posts.
every
He
white
always
boy,
does
every
well.
white
He
boy
does
that
well.
watches Power is gonna love that one because it's like
But yeah.
our representation. Do you know what I mean?
Is T.I. represented in that show?
I don't know, but I heard some fucked up shit about Ti.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about.
Oh yeah, and just on the BMF before we get off
Yeah.
BMF.
Yeah.
That 100%. That's the fucking title to this video, hands down.
Before we get
That's
off.
that's the title to this video about what Ti.
Man.
Oh well, you get onto that in a sec, but I just want to say, Meech coming home soon. Fucking welcome home, Meech.
Yeah,
Let's get some
fucking
horns
A.
for Meech, but
Yeah. Free Meech, bro. That's awesome.
he is getting free.
Good
soon,
for the
so.
scene, man.
Good
for
timing
scene.
with the show, but you should watch that. We'll discuss that next week then.
Yeah, sweet. I definitely will. will.
But Ti.
It's only 3 episodes in.
Ti,
So.
like,
Yeah, sweet. That's
have you
heaps.
heard?
Nah, enlighten me. Is this an R. Kelly type
You
thing?
know, it's
Fuck
fucking,
that dog,
him and his
bro.
wife are in on it.
Yeah, well, what
There
I
we
heard,
go.
what allegedly, some, and this is like been backed up by a few people and a few people saying like similar stories, but one in particular was a professional basketball player, a lady, was like out at a club, and him and his wife are out there, and apparently they're known for doing this, drugging people, drugged this chick, took them back to their hotel room. Tiny, his wife, is involved in it.
Botox
Like, washed her in the shower, and then she woke up. The girl who got drugged woke up with fucking T.I. trying to put his foot in her fucking vag. Like, what the fuck?
Yo.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, man?
Like, just insert it.
Like,
was
what
trying
are
to
you getting
foot
out of
fuck her.
that? What are you getting out of that? And
Nothing.
like,
He's just
That's
fucking.
that's
that's the kind of guy that probably could have someone do that if he wanted
That's
to.
not the first time he's done
Like-
that. If he's doing that,
Exactly.
he's,
And what has he
he's
gotten away
progressed
with?
his way
bro?
up to fucking trying to put
Yeah,
his
that's
foot
some
in
like.
there.
Surely he wasn't that drunk that he fucking thought it
Bro, I
was.
don't think
Look.
he was even anything. I reckon he was sober doing
Yeah.
that shit. Like,
Jesus.
you got like, come. That's,
Speculation.
Yeah, allegedly. But
Allegedly.
who makes this shit
The
up?
views
man?
of Ted Addick are not the views of City
Yeah.
Narrative.
Yeah. No, this is not my view either.
I'm
This
joking,
is
I'm
just a
joking.
story I'm hearing.
This is just a
but, like,
factual report of what
bro,
we've seen.
this is in court. This is like,
Is it in court?
But
Yes.
hey,
What? Then
yeah.
there's an element of truth to something. Some
That's-
sort of
that's
something.
too-
well, look,
That's-
R. Kelly's saying he's gonna blow the whip. Not that, you know what
Yeah,
I mean.
he's
Not
fucking taking every cunt down with him.
Well, fuck that
I don't know
cunt.
if he thinks he's going home or something. The
Fuck
fucking.
that cunt.
Yeah, fuck
he
him.
thinks. Oh no! See that interview? He's like, I'm
He
not
definitely went to fuck
guilty.
Ireland.
He's killing me.
He's taking every.
Whoa, bro! Like, bro, imagine. I felt bad for that interview. I was like, she's about to get cleaned up. Like,
He's a fuckwit, and the worst part about it is Now
That
he's
is not a man.
now he's saying, oh, I'm going to blow the whistle, so you're admitting it now.
Yeah.
That's the truth now. Do you know what I mean? And bro, like his songs.
What
are
happened
so,
with Ghislaine?
What's even-
He's
bro?
still doing a 6'9". He's like, he's just gonna fucking. I don't know.
No,
I don't know what he's
no.
got to say.
If
It's
he
different,
comes
bro.
back,
No,
if
it's
he
very
comes
different.
back,
I'm just saying he's
if he
just
comes
taking
back,
every cunt
and,
down
and,
with him,
and
you know what I mean?
if he
Like,
comes back
yeah.
after he's been found guilty for all this, right?
He's
and
done
people do
enough,
support him,
Jesus,
right?
eh?
Anyone that support him, you can guarantee
That's
him they're in on the
nasty, bro.
scene. They're in
I
on
don't
that
support
culture.
him anymore.
And he's just gonna.
Fuck that.
Hopefully, he
Yeah.
just exposes them all.
I won't deny he made dope music, but
But you know
he's
what the
a
worst part?
fuckwit.
Like this fucking Bill Gates and that was mates with that Jeffrey Epstein cunt.
Oh,
Like all these cunts are all fucking friends. Like
So the Queen's spending like millions on Prince Andrew's defence,
oh, he's a pedophile for sure.
bruh.
He's known for that.
All these motherfuckers.
What
I think
happened?
Trump as
He's
well.
known- he's,
Prince Andrew as in Queen of England, Prince.
he's known for being a bit of a pedo, bro.
What?
Yeah.
They're all nasty.
They're a
though.
nasty
all-
family,
they're all
bro. What about
seriously
Diana? What the
nasty.
fuck happened
She's
to
gone.
her?
She's
yeah,
gone.
she
She
got
got knocked.
capped, man.
But what do you think Harry and Meghan left? I
When I
I
saw
reckon
Harry
they're
on
smart
TV
or
and
they're
that-
good people.
No, I reckon
don't know.
Megan was
When
like,
I used to
let's
see
get
Harry
you
on
the
TV
fuck
on that,
outta
he
here
used to do
before
all that
they kill us.
humanitarian work.
Like, they're gonna kill
All that
me.
humanitarian
Or she
work.
found
Do you know
out
how he
some
had
shit.
any excuse?
They're just trying to
He was
stay in the
always out,
spotlight
bro.
so no one will fucking
He was
kill
always
him,
out.
dude.
I reckon that Harry was always doing that humanitarian stuff just for the pure fact because he knew some of the stuff that would have been going
Did
on.
you see how they finessed Spotify? How
Who,
they-
Harry?
Those two have got some like massive deal and they haven't done shit. They've
Really?
only done like 3 episodes and they're supposed to do like fucking 50 and they got heaps of money for it and they just like
Wow.
kick them back. Like, yeah, they finessed them hard. Heaps good and I'm proud of that. I don't mind that. Fucking, oh well, sorry Spotify, but you got finessed.
You're about Spotify's steady.
We're
finesse
dissing
artists and
Spotify
whatever.
episode 1.
Whatever. No, I'm not dissing. It's just facts, bro. Like,
Yeah, no.
Bro,
You can
look,
cut
if
it
people
out.
go in and get deals, bro. People go in and get deals. Though.
Yeah,
You see
cut
these
it.
these artists that are a little
nah, Rogan
higher up.
killed it, bro.
They go in, even in Australia, like
Yeah,
One
some
Four.
Aussie
Remember, I saw
podcasters
one.
on
I saw
TV
One
doing
Four
one.
had a photo at Spotify. They go in there and they broker specific deals with these
Yeah.
platforms.
1-4 should have one, and Spaniard should have one.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
artists that should. Enter should have one.
Like I
Yeah,
reckon the
yeah,
artists
sure.
that have
Definitely.
the artists that have deals.
Schemo
I reckon
would
what
be
the
so
dealio should
interesting
be-
on the podcast.
what the deal should
He's
be-
such a character.
The artists that
Fucking-
have deals with them only release on their platform and maybe one other of their tunes, like iTunes.
Apple,
Only
yeah.
those two platforms
Mm.
release, and the streaming average, the pay per stream should be higher with those deals.
Mm.
I can understand that, but it's like
Well, what's
It
a
should be like
Other
a,
stream?
it should be
incentives
like
that
a
people
book
get
deal.
in.
You get like
Well, what is a
decent
stream worth though?
percentage.
That's just something that
Fuck
still
all.
hasn't been answered.
Not
yeah, but
much,
like okay,
not much.
just say
Not much to us.
find an average.
Yeah.
It's obviously worth something to them.
Find an
Definitely not
average.
much to me.
Find an average. I reckon 100% for the amount that you spend on a song, $1 a stream should be the industry standard.
Well, that's about 1,000 times what it is probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
You
probably
know
like
what I mean?
30 cents a stream at like the nice end. Do you know what I mean? At the nice end.
I doubt it's
Because
that
with
much.
with YouTube you get different what's it called? I think it's called CPM on you get different pay amounts for different topics. So like kids shows on YouTube and stuff, they get paid more because they're more
they kill
G-rated
it.
content.
They
Yeah.
kill it.
So
all the
and they
kids
get there's
stuff.
heaps of ads between it, and
Yeah.
it's higher paying because it's deemed like more of an essential thing.
Dude, people
And
who
like
do
doctors
those
who are
rain
doing like
sounds
all that
make killer
doctor stuff and they
cash.
get millions of views, like all of that's they actually like value
Violence.
what your product is. So everything you put out on YouTube, like they're valuing it
Yeah.
and what it's worth, and that's our like bro. That's good production usually should pay off. Like that's what you think they assess in algorithm, but there's obviously other factors that come into it.
Yeah.
Title,
Yeah.
all different things.
No, I'm seeing
Sweet.
heaps
No,
of
I'm just
people
checking it
finesse
out, yeah.
YouTube, man. Like I see like even just people who put rain sounds for 10 hours, people to sleep to, they got millions of views. And like, those people are even getting paid. And it's just like on
Yeah.
repeat on those weird like like sounds people like listening to, like crackly sounds, like
ASMR.
Yeah, that's shit. That's weird.
Yeah.
That shit, man.
We're talking about that ASMR is a good transition.
That's weird. That shit.
We got
Do
food.
you like
so
that? Or
I hate. I used to watch those people catching fresh seafood and that, but I reckon we talk about G Fredo and get that wrapped up, and talking about food. I reckon we should get a feed.
Yeah.
And we'll shoot that separately, and we'll add that into this final product.
easy, man.
We'll get a feed, and
G Fredo.
We'll go up to the bakery or something like that.
Yeah.
Too easy. Who's G
Alright.
Fredo?
G Fredo. I've only just got onto him because of.
Yeah, bro. He's just a Boston rapper, but there's a big case surrounding him and his crew, NOB, which is pretty old Boston crew from what I've gathered. But yeah, this kid is a dope rapper, and he's got a lot of bodies. I don't think either of them are getting out of jail anytime soon, unfortunately.
But outside of that,
is
music
it Fredo or Fredo?
Fredo.
Fredo.
G Fredo, I think.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But that cow, that No Remorse song, I reckon is pretty hard by them, because they're all jewelried out. A couple of them have got a chain or two on, but it's like actually street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not so industry.
Yeah,
Like
it's one of those things you can go watch and go research, like the King Vons or
Yeah.
Honeycomb Brazy or whoever you want to say. But
I got a guy like
Young
that. It's
Age.
pretty dope, man. You might like fucking Young Ty from
I
Florida.
haven't heard of it.
He's I saw him from like those shows of dudes who kind of get out of jail and they talk about shit.
Yeah.
He's like, this is one of the 5 like real actual gangster rappers. And he's actually gonna be on the album that
That's
I'm
hectic.
making.
That's mad.
He's keen. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah, fucking he's interesting as fuck though. You guys should check him out. Young Ty, YUNGTY. He's from Florida. Real interesting artist, man. Like hella dope. And he's the real deal too. And sick, man. I'll definitely check in that G Fredo guy. That sounds interesting as
Yeah,
fuck.
G Fredo and 9871 Cal.
971 Cal.
9817.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps push the video up in the algorithm. Show some support in the comment section. Talk about what you want us to talk about. Ask questions. Whatever you want.
Yeah.
If it's gronky, we're obviously not going to reply to it.
Yeah, that's it. And just a quick shout out for our socials. We'll put them in the link, but I'm at Nihilus47. That's 47 in numbers on Instagram, and Nihilus47, no spaces, on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm at Ted Addict, at Ted Addict on Instagram, Ted Addict on YouTube, Ted Addict on Facebook. And hit us up on Insta for here. That's Sydney.
Sid City Narrative. Anyway.
Yeah, Sid
Mano
Narrative.
YWB.
My bad.
And just type Mano in and it'll come up. It's simple.
Sid.city.narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nihilus47 spelt in words on
And what about your
YouTube.
page for your music, bro?
I just said it. Just write Mano. Just smash the feed. Thanks for watching the first episode. Like, comment and subscribe. Share this to your friends. Let us know in the comment section below what different food places you... One last thing before I go. Just to show you guys that we're serious about this. At the end of the video, if it gets at least 50 comments, 50 likes, first video, we'll give away a GANT hat. And then the next video there's going to be a giveaway. But it's going to hit a certain threshold of likes. So we'll tell you that episode what we're expecting. Rules are you can comment more than once, comment as many times as you want. As long as there's 50 comments, 50 likes, we'll be picking them up random. So the more comments you put down there, the more chance that you got to get picked.